What's up, people? It's your girl Sophina, that diva, back here again. Welcome back to my channel. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about the elite gymnastics schedule. Now, it's been quite a little bit of time since I've been in elite. Probably a lot has changed, but I'm going to tell you how my elite schedule went. If you're on the elite track, maybe there's some similarities. Maybe you can kind of learn or get a little bit more of an insight on my elite schedule. And then later down the road, I will talk about my college schedule, juggling that. But we're going to start off with the elite schedule. So, it all started way back when I was an itty bitty tiny little peanut. I went to public elementary school, and then I was homeschooled for middle school, and then high school I went to public school. Now, a lot of times, at least in my era, my teammates, friends, whatever, opponents, a lot of them were homeschooled. A lot of them went to practice in the morning and then went to school at their gym and then went back to practice. So it was a lot more of like a homeschooling situation. I feel like for me, I got the best of all worlds because I was in public school and I also did homeschooling, so I got to experience both sides and seeing how each of them improved either my gymnastics or improved my life or my life skills and things like that. So I'm very happy, lucky, blessed to have been able to experience both sides because I think that both of them bring something special to the table. So if you're homeschooled, cool, kudos to you. If you go to public school, cool, kudos to you. But I'm just gonna tell you why each of them are special or good and the pros and cons for that. So anyway, for me, when I was in elementary school, I left for lunch every single day pretty much to go to practice. I feel like for that was a balance. I got to experience the school life and get public education, but then for lunch and stuff I left early or I skipped out on PE because I didn't need to do PE because I was just so strong because of gymnastics, you know what I mean? So that was really, really interesting. I remember feeling like I was a really cool kid when I was in elementary school because I got to leave. When I got to high school, I feel like part of me was missing out. Whenever I left to go to practice, I felt like I was missing out on the social life because I'm a big people person. I'm very energetic and I love talking to people and things like that. But since I was homeschooled in middle school, usually everyone in middle school always goes to the same high school. And I didn't know anybody going into high school. And yes, people are like, Sophia, you're so outgoing, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I am super outgoing, but sometimes I feel like I can be shy. I feel like not anymore, but in that time aspect, because I was so involved into my gymnastics and into just being in the club and just traveling and just being with my coaches and teammates and my family, that I didn't really know exactly how to make new friends. I feel like I kind of played a little bit of a game on how to learn again how to make new friends since I wasn't used to meeting new people like I did when I went into high school. So I would suggest, you know, make it fun. I mean, if you're shy and stuff like that, get out of your comfort zone. You just never know who you're going to meet. And I met some amazing, awesome people. Now, going back to homeschooling, I loved that as well because I love my mom and my mom was my teacher. We got to laugh and joke and learn new things, and we kind of followed our own criteria and our own rhythm of things. For me, I like to get things done quick and fast, and I was big with school on getting things done when it was assigned, so I got everything done super quickly and efficiently. It just was really cool in that way. So for me, I did love school in that aspect. I just missed out on a lot of the other aspects of what school kind of gives you. So when I was in high school, I literally got to experience so many different things. When I got to high school, I was leaving every day for lunch, but then I fractured my back junior year. So I joined the dance club team because it was too late to audition for the dance team, and I fell in love. I was nervous because at the time I didn't do dance competitions and I didn't have a dance team or any of that, so I hadn't really been in the dance world in so long, so I was so nervous. But as soon as I like got in there and I got in my rhythm, it was freaking amazing. Guys, I would suggest to have multiple passions and loves that you have, because for me, gymnastics was a love, but dancing was a love, and acting was a love. So many things I had that was a love, and all together I feel like if one thing, you know, maybe wasn't going right or perfect, or I just couldn't do that at the moment, I had another one that also made me just as happy. So after I did that, we performed and had this big showcase at the end, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to audition for the actual varsity dance team, and I did, and I made it, and it was so much fun. I felt like I was like the cool girl at school because I still got to do my gymnastics life once my back healed, but then I was on the dance team and we did performances and we performed at the football games. I don't know, it was just really fun and super cool that I got to experience all the aspects, and I made new friends from joining the clubs and then joining my dance team, and I made every type of friends with everybody, with the dancers, with different races, with different sexes, male, female. It was just really cool and a great experience, and I feel like my journey through life, through elementary, middle, and high school made me the woman I am today, and through college as well, but we'll get into that another time. But it was just super cool just to see how my social life, my personality, my everything just came about through going through so many different journeys throughout my schooling. Now, when I started really getting into gymnastics, like traveling, going to visa championships and getting on the national team, and then going to Japan and competing for them in Japan and things like that, and training super hard, I had 2 different schedules. So when I was in middle school, I would go to practice in the morning, then I would do some homeschooling, and then I would go back to practice in the evening. It just was a continuous schedule for practice wise, for high school as well. Went to school, then got picked up, had my lunch, went to practice, had a snack during practice, and then ate some dinner. So it was quite scheduled nicely. The only difference is that when I had to go to the camp and go to the ranch, you know, I would leave about once a month for about 5-day camp. So pretty much I was gone from school for about a week roughly. And so my school teachers would always give me the homework to do while I was at camp. I had some, you know, maybe not so amazing teachers that were like, whatever. But I had some really amazing teachers that were like, hey, like, no worries, do this, you'll be ready for the test, study for this. And they were just so amazing. Those teachers made me fall in love with the subjects that I didn't necessarily love, but I ended up loving and realizing that I only loved it because of the teachers. In high school, about 6 to 7 hour day practices, which is very long. So if I went to school about 7:30 and I left maybe like 1 or so, then went to practice at 1:30, didn't get out of practice till 8:30. Some days it was a little bit earlier. 6 days a week, 7 hours a day was my practice schedule for club gymnastics, elite gymnastics. Very vigorous, very many hours. I feel like for me, I like efficiency and quickliness, if that's a word. I don't really know if that's a word. For me, if you keep practicing and once you get all your routines down to a T, I feel like practice doesn't need to be that long. So I think that's really important to make sure that you have everything, that you practice so hard that you can be very efficient, to be confident as well. So when I would travel, the camp scheduling was where we would wake up, go to breakfast, go to practice, leave practice, have lunch, mingle for a bit, go back to practice, and we had testing amongst that as well. My last day of camp was obviously the funniest. So if I have any people that's gone to camp, you would know that that's the funniest, because I don't know if they still do this. At the end of camp, they always had continental breakfast for people in the morning to leave, but we thought we were super cool. That night, we would all stay up super late, talk, play games, you know, all this kind of stuff, and then we would sneak up, and then we would grab like bagels and stuff like that and sneak them back down. Pretty sure they had cameras and stuff all over the place, but we thought we were like so cool. Another scheduling that I had was when I had to travel to competitions. Usually that would be maybe a few days, so I wouldn't really necessarily miss too much school. I would do my homework when I was in the hotel room or whatever like that, which was awesome. That part I don't think was very stressful. There was one week that I did leave to go to Japan, and I was gone for a whole entire week. Japan is freaking amazing, but I definitely need to go back because I was about 15 when I went to Japan, and I went to Japan with Briley, John Roscoe, Jake Dalton, and then me. So it was 4 of us, which is super cool to meet everyone and mingle, because they weren't necessarily my teammates, but they became my national team teammates at that, and it was just a great experience. Pretty much was like eat, practice, compete, which is really cool because there they like cheered you on. All the equipment was green. It was just freaking epic. And there in Japan, I won gold on floor, which was like, yeah, you know me and floor, we just get along. Rambled a lot about my scheduling, but that was like the gist of scheduling for elementary, middle school, high school, traveling, the meets. So if you have any questions about scheduling, like maybe your scheduling, my scheduling, whatever it is, please comment below. Ask me whatever you want. I am happy, more than happy to help. That is pretty much the end of my video, guys. I hope you liked it. It was a little bit more informational. I'm trying to get out of my box a little bit, do skits, gymnastics skits, do gymnastics things, do informational things, do some vlogs, just kind of do a little bit of everything so I can cater to all all of you and each and every one of you guys so you are happy with all of my content. But I love you guys so much. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on your post notifications, and follow me on Instagram at Sofina the Diva and on Twitter at Sofina_de Jesus. I'll see you guys next time.